Who knows the importance of textbooks more than teachers, more than students, right? This is the future. Well, from 1986 anyway. Our future is technology. Today, tomorrow, going forward, it's not going to stop. So when I talk to you about being an educator and textbooks, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Backache, literally, right? Not to mention waste. What about Iowa? Weren't we the leaders in education? Well, we used to be anyway. The time is now. The future is now. How does this relate, you ask? Well, let's go back to those textbooks. Everyday learning. Let's go back to the backache. Here's a staggering number. School-aged children, as young as 7 years old, 1% have back problems. What happens when our students, our children, get to middle school age? That 1%, that jumps up to 18%. That's insane! The number grows and grows and grows. Why is it so high? Let me tell you why. This is a ream of paper. This is 500 sheets, 20 pounds. Right here, 20 pounds, right? 500 sheets in one textbook. There's a lot of our textbooks out there that maybe have 200, maybe have 500, maybe they're hardcover, maybe they're soft cover. But how many classes do our middle school and high school students have? 8, 9 classes in some cases, where our students are carrying around 9 of these? Give me a break. I can't carry around one of those without getting upset. But what happens when we give our students 3 minutes to get to class? We can do it in 3 minutes. I can't get to my locker in 3 minutes. I can't get up the stairs to my classroom in 3 minutes. So what happens? Our students, they pile on those books, get them all in that bag. So they're carrying around upwards of 50 to 70 pounds in these book bags. Found the problem for our back pain. That doesn't even mention waste. We talk about hardcover, paperback books. Doesn't matter what. That's a lot of paper. That's a ream of paper. What happens to our books? Easily outdated, right? But we still keep them. We're on a budget. What happens to the old ones? You never thought about that. I tell you one thing, the library doesn't want them. So when it's time for us to get new curriculum, trash can, those books are gone. How much paper is that? Well, let's talk about it. In one of our middle schools in Sioux City, there's over 1,000 students. 1,000 students carrying around one book like this, 9 classes. We're gonna say just around about at least 7,000 books in that whole school. We're just tossing away. Now we can make the argument about cost, so let's make that argument. Online textbooks are 20 to 90% cheaper than buying an old-fashioned textbook. And that price, it's declining and declining all the time. It's the wave of the future. It's gonna get cheaper because the technology is out there. Just waiting for us to get up there and grab it. Not to mention group discounts, right? And we already talked about the quantity of textbooks we would need. Whew, those are numbers you just can't ignore. Let's talk about college students. We're the first ones, right? We gotta go out and buy those textbooks every semester. How much of a burden is that? Times that by 1,000, because we got 1,000 students, and times that by 2 because they have double our workload. What do we already supply our students with? Laptops. Why? It's the future. We give them technology. In fact, we care about our students, and we even offer low-income families internet assistance in the home. Talk about inspiration. Not to mention all the extras. Online textbooks, McGraw-Hill, I'm sure you've heard of them. Not only do they offer the textbooks, they offer flashcards, additional quizzes, additional testing. That's inspiration. Why are we stopping learning? Just because they leave the school grounds? They already have a laptop, right? It's time to inspire. It's time for the future. And it's time for Iowa to be number 1 again. Stop wasting money. It's time for online textbooks.